Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am finally getting around to trying the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Foundation by Selena Gomez. I know this has been a long time coming. I'm very late to jumping on the bandwagon with this one. I believe this foundation and Rare Beauty launched maybe at the end of August, sometime in September, I believe, but it's definitely been a couple of months and I've had my eye on this foundation for a while. I've heard so many great things about this and I just knew I had to grab it. So I finally got my hands on it. I've been trying to get it for months, you guys, but the shade that I wanted, which is 190W, has been out of stock since December, I believe, and I finally was just able to grab it about a week and a half ago. I'm going to be trying it out for the first time with you guys, and I'm also going to be doing a wear test so we could see how it lasts and looks at the end of the day. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing this video, and if you want to see my first impression on Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty Foundation, make sure to keep on watching. Just to give you guys some more information, timestamps will be in the description box down below if you want to jump right to the application portion of this video. But this foundation retails for $29 and you are getting 0.94 fluid ounces in here. I think $29 is a pretty good price for what you are getting. Obviously it's in Sephora, you're gonna pay for the brand name, you're going to pay for the face of Selena Gomez behind the product, but I think it's pretty fair. I've definitely seen more expensive high-end foundations at Sephora, and I think it was really awesome that she was able to keep this like under $35. The shade range in this foundation, it gets an A+ from me. There are 48 shades in this shade range, and I really think it's nice. I think it's evenly distributed. I think it goes very fair to very deep. I definitely think Selena Gomez and her team took the time to formulate a ton of different shades. There are a ton of different undertones. It actually took me a little while to figure out what shade would match me. It's kind of one of those shade ranges that has so many options. I wasn't exactly sure which one would match me, but I ended up going with 190W, which I think was a good choice. I think this is going to match me pretty well, and this is considered a light medium shade with warm to golden undertones, but it's actually not super golden or very, very yellow, which I was happy to see because I typically do lean more neutral, and I didn't see any light to medium options with a neutral undertone. So I kind of just guessed, and I definitely think that this is going to be a good match for me right now. The Sephora website says it's a weightless foundation with concentrated pigments that feels barely there while providing buildable medium to full coverage with a natural finish. So it sounds right up my alley. It says that it's great for all skin types, but if you are more on the dry side, you might want to use it with some sort of hydrating moisturizer or primer underneath. I did want to quickly talk about the packaging before jumping on into application because I absolutely love the packaging and I overall love the whole aesthetic of the Rare Beauty line. Despite not loving celebrity makeup lines all the time, it's not in your face that it's a celebrity makeup line. It's very minimalist, timeless, classic, everyday makeup products that are not too graphic and editorial, which is totally up my alley. That's so my style of makeup. I zoomed you guys in a little bit closer. Hopefully you will be able to see the foundation nice and up close when we apply it. Prepping my skin as always, I already went in before I started my makeup with the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus for a nice layer of hydration. And now I'm just going to quickly prime with my Poreless Putty Primer. I've been wearing a lot of this and I find that it's making me a little greasy and making my foundation feel a little heavy. So I'm being careful to be a little bit more sparing with this today. Primer is on, skin is prepped. I just like have to show you guys this bottle again. It is so good. I'm obsessed with this packaging. This looks like it would be almost like a little serum dropper or something like that, but it's actually just a hard ball on the top, which kind of makes it easy to grab the foundation wand. And if you guys can see, it just has this really, really big doe foot applicator. It reminds me, I think the only other foundation that I've tried with a wand like this is one from Makeup Revolution that I didn't really like. The foundation was it the Conceal and Perfect, I believe. I believe this is going to be a very liquidy formula. It says that it's a very thin foundation that's made up of a lot of highly concentrated pigments. So just to shake it to make sure it's evenly distributed. I hope I like this. I'm going to just start off with a couple dots on one side of my face so we could see the coverage. As always, I'm just going in with a damp sponge. Oh yeah, this is actually pretty golden when it's applied on the skin. This might match me a little bit better in a few months when I'm a little more tan. So far, just after a couple of dots, it's definitely just kind of at that light to medium coverage point for me. It's definitely giving me a nice even effect, but it's not giving me a lot of coverage. And I think it might be my sponge. Do you guys see the dots on there? I think the sponge might be soaking it up a little bit. I am going to switch sponges. I just opened a brand new e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, which is my favorite. So hopefully this one doesn't give me any issues. But I'm going to try the other side now with the other sponge. And I'm also going to put some on my nose, which I didn't do the last time around. Maybe a couple more dots as well. You guys know I like a full coverage foundation, so a couple extra dots couldn't hurt. This sponge is already so much better at actually spreading the product around instead of absorbing it. As I'm blending this out over my whole face, I think the shade match is actually almost perfect for me. It looked a little bit yellow at first, but as I'm spreading it out, it's like matching with the rest of my face really nicely. Here's what one complete layer all over my face looks like of the Rare Beauty foundation. At this point with one layer, it's definitely just a medium coverage foundation, which I'm not mad about because it says it's a medium coverage foundation. It's not like a full coverage foundation that's not living up to its claims. So it definitely looks pretty on the skin. Day to day, I personally just like more coverage than this. When I'm going to wear foundation, I want it to be full coverage. So I am going to try to build it up today, but I just wanted to show you one layer for those of you that like medium coverage. If you like more of a lighter foundation look, this looks absolutely stunning on the skin. The finish is absolutely beautiful on this foundation. I think my skin looks really nice and healthy, and it's extremely, extremely natural. Now I'm going to go in with a second layer of the foundation. Also, it doesn't really have a really strong scent. Why does it kind of smell like baby wipes? I know that's weird, but it kind of smells like unscented baby wipes. Is that weird? Let's just see this side, how it builds up compared to the other side. I think we are getting somewhere with this full coverage. The second layer is looking amazing so far. I just finished up the second layer of the foundation on this side of my face, my forehead, my chin. This looks amazing with two layers. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's so nice and lively, dewy, and natural. It's not looking cakey at all on the skin, and it's definitely buildable to full coverage, if you guys can tell, compared to this side with the one layer. And it also doesn't feel heavy at all. It is a very, very lightweight foundation, just like the claim says. I can definitely agree with that, and adding that second layer didn't add any extra heaviness or anything like that. I'm just going to do the second layer on the other side of my face. This is just a little nitpicky. I kind of wish the stopper was a little bit smaller, because I don't know if you guys can see, if it's focusing, a lot of product is coming out and getting all over the wand. I definitely think the stopper should have been a little bit smaller to scrape more of that product off, because I feel like this might be a little bit of a messy situation if you're not careful. You guys, I'm not even trying to be, I don't know, like too into myself or anything right now, but my skin actually looks so flawless with this foundation on. 2 layers are done. This is definitely nice and full coverage for me, but it is not cakey at all. It is not feeling heavy, and I think it looks so beautiful on the skin. I will say just a couple of things that I noticed that tend to happen to me with pretty much all of the foundations that I wear. Lots of texture around my eyebrows. This has been an issue for me lately with all of my base makeup. I have so much texture around my eyebrows, and every single time that I wear foundation in that area, it just highlights it so much. I also do feel like it looks a little bit iffy on my nose. It doesn't look bad on my nose, but I did kind of feel like when I was tapping the product onto my nose, it kind of kept picking it up, and I had to really be meticulous with fixing it. Other than that, you guys, I really feel like the rest of my face looks so nice and smooth and airbrushed. It 100% is natural looking on the skin, and I feel like it's mimicking skin. It looks like my own skin, but better. It's not too overly dewy and luminous. It's not giving me any dry matte moments anywhere. It literally is like liquid skin going on the face, and that is exactly how it dries down. So far I am very, very impressed with this foundation. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my face. I do just want to point out the initial application time because I always forget to do that until my face is already done. So right now it is just about 12:20 p.m. for the first check-in time. I want to see how other products apply on top of this, how it looks with powder on top and everything like that. And I will be right back to show you guys. All right, so I am back with my full face done, and here is what everything is looking like. I was able to do bronzer, blush, and highlighter. I really didn't have any issues with those steps other than my nose. If my nose contour looks a little bit dark right now or a little bit like harsh and muddy, I do find that the foundation, as I mentioned, was giving me a small issue on my nose with looking very smooth and kind of settling. And I found that when I was going in and trying to blend the bronzer on my nose, it was kind of picking up the foundation on my nose a little bit. I feel like some redness and stuff is peeking through. So I'm definitely going to have to play around with that, maybe adjust my primer or how much product I'm using on my nose. I think I might have used a little bit too much in that area, which is causing the foundation to kind of move around, like it got a little bit too thick. Other than that, I seriously think my face looks absolutely flawless. I had no issues with the rest of my cheek products, bronzer, blush, and highlighter, as I mentioned. And overall, I just think this looks amazing on the skin. I keep looking at myself in my mirror because it's kind of undetectable on my face, if I'm being honest. As I mentioned earlier, it's definitely like a your skin but better, but full coverage. I feel like at a quick glance, unless you're staring at me really, really hard, it doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup on my skin, which is amazing, and I absolutely love that. I really hope that it stays looking nice throughout the day. Of course, we are going to do a wear test and see how this lasts and how it looks later. I always like to do at least an 8-hour wear test, so I will definitely come back around 8:15, maybe even later if I can. So I will definitely see you guys then at the end of our wear test so we could see how the foundation is looking later. Hi you guys, I am back for my end of day check-in in this 8-hour wear test. It is now 8:23 p.m. so it has been just a little bit over 8 hours now since I finished applying the foundation, and of course I wanted to come on and share with you guys how it was looking. As I'm sure you guys can see on my skin right now, this foundation looks absolutely amazing. I have been looking in the mirror at my skin all day, just so mind blown at how good this foundation looks. This is definitely one of the best foundations that I've tried in a long time when it comes to new launches and getting out of my comfort zone with foundation. This is definitely a huge hit for me. Just like, long story short, I'm saying that right off the bat, this is so good. I absolutely love this foundation. I hope it looks as flawless on camera as it does in person. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, I still have texture. I do have some settling into my smile lines, which is so normal. There's no avoiding that, but it actually looks so flawless on my skin. This is a huge hit for me, you guys. I absolutely love it. I will insert some close-ups right here just so you can see how it's looking on the skin. It's not oily, it's not matte looking. It still has that awesome natural finish, very just skin-like, but it's giving me that full full coverage that I love. It's just the best of both worlds. I do have a little bit of product breakdown. I don't know if you guys will be able to see on my nose. I feel like my nose is a little bit oily, but I feel like the nose was a little bit of an iffy area for me from the start. I'm sure I mentioned it earlier in this video with like the bronzer and like the nose contour. It kind of like rubbed off a little bit when I was doing all of that stuff. So I feel like the nose broke down really quickly, but it still doesn't look horrible. And I still think I'll be able to like play around with some different primers and stuff, or maybe some different application techniques to really get the nose to look a bit more flawless, like I feel the rest of my face does. I've said everything that I could say about it, you guys. It is seriously amazing. I highly recommend it. Run out and go buy this right now. I'm just obsessed with how my base is looking. And I honestly think this is the best my face has looked in one of these 8-hour wear tests at the end of the day in a really, really long time. It's not uncomfortable. I'm not greasy. I really don't even feel like I would have to touch up at all. I probably feel like I could wear this for like another couple of hours. Selena Gomez and her team definitely knew what they were doing when they put together this foundation. I'm obsessed. All right, you guys, so that is going to complete this video. That is my first impression, review, and wear test of the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Foundation. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video and spending time with me today. If you did, and if you want to see more videos like this, if there are other foundations that you want me to review, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out, and let me know what foundation you want to see next on my channel in the comments down below. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel before you leave. I would love to have you guys here as part of my little YouTube fam. If you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos, click that notification bell down below and you'll get notified every single time that I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.